The Bridge Guardian: How One Sniper Became the Master of the Mekong Crossing. Welcome back to Hidden Vietnam History, where we uncover the most extraordinary stories of strategic control and tactical mastery from the Vietnam conflict. Tonight, we're exploring one of the most remarkable sniper stories ever documented. A male marksman who single-handedly controlled the vital Mekong bridge crossing for 18 months, using precision shooting and strategic positioning to determine which personnel and supplies could cross while maintaining tactical dominance over critical transportation infrastructure. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button for more incredible stories of snipers who achieved strategic impact through individual excellence. Like this video if you want to discover how Nguyen Van Duc became known as the Bridge Guardian for his ability to control the most important river crossing in the Mekong Delta, proving that one determined marksman could influence major supply routes and military operations through strategic positioning and tactical expertise. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love connecting with our global community of precision warfare historians. Now prepare yourself for the most strategically significant sniper story you'll ever hear, because tonight we're meeting Nguyen Van Duc, the Bridge Guardian, whose 18-month campaign of tactical control demonstrated that individual excellence could dominate strategic infrastructure and influence the outcome of major military operations. Chapter 1: The Strategic Crossing. Nguyen Van Duc was born in 1943 in the village of Can Tho, located strategically along the Mekong River, where the ancient bridge crossing had served as a vital transportation link for centuries, connecting agricultural regions with commercial centers and military supply routes. His father, Nguyen Thi Minh, was the bridge toll collector who understood the strategic importance of the river crossing, while his intimate knowledge of traffic patterns and transportation schedules provided insights into the tactical significance of controlling bridge access. Duc's childhood was spent observing the constant flow of personnel, supplies, and equipment across the bridge, while his understanding of transportation logistics would prove crucial for tactical applications that exceeded what conventional military training could provide. The Mekong Bridge represented one of the most strategically important transportation links in South Vietnam. While control of the crossing could influence supply lines, troop movements, and logistical operations throughout the entire Mekong Delta region. When American military operations intensified in the Delta region, the bridge became a critical choke point where control of crossing access could affect major military operations, while tactical dominance over the transportation link provided strategic advantages. Duc's recruitment into sniper training was motivated by recognition that the bridge crossing required protection from American forces, while his intimate knowledge of the area and transportation patterns made him ideal for defensive operations that could maintain Vietnamese control. His assignment to bridge defense occurred when military planners recognized that individual marksman capability could provide tactical control over strategic infrastructure, while precision shooting could influence transportation operations and supply line security. Chapter 2: The Guardian Position. Duc established his primary shooting position in the hills overlooking the Mekong Bridge, creating a carefully concealed hide that provided excellent observation of all bridge approaches while maintaining tactical dominance over crossing access and transportation control. His position selection emphasized optimal fields of fire that could engage targets at multiple ranges while providing escape routes and alternate positions that would allow tactical repositioning if enemy forces attempted to locate and eliminate his defensive capability. Duc's hide construction utilized natural terrain features and traditional camouflage techniques that provided long-term concealment while maintaining weather protection that could sustain extended operations during monsoon seasons and extreme environmental conditions. His observation capabilities included systematic analysis of bridge traffic patterns that allowed prediction of American transportation schedules while identifying optimal engagement opportunities that could maximize tactical impact and strategic control. Duc established communication procedures with local resistance units while maintaining coordination that could provide early warning about American operations and tactical intelligence that enhanced defensive effectiveness and bridge protection capability. His supply systems included equipment caches that could sustain extended operations, while ammunition management ensured adequate resources for prolonged tactical control despite limited resupply opportunities and logistical constraints. Most importantly, Duc's guardian position provided psychological advantages as American forces quickly learned that bridge crossing was controlled by an invisible marksman whose capabilities remained unknown, but whose presence was consistently demonstrated. Chapter 3. The Crossing Rules. Duc developed systematic rules of engagement that determined which personnel and supplies could cross the bridge, while his tactical control created predictable consequences for American forces who attempted to use the transportation link for military purposes. His engagement rules included targeting priority systems that emphasized military vehicles and equipment while allowing civilian traffic to cross safely, creating distinctions that served both tactical objectives and civilian population protection. Duc's crossing control included systematic harassment of military convoys, while his precision shooting created operational delays and psychological pressure that affected American logistical planning and transportation efficiency throughout the region. His tactical approach included escalating engagement procedures that began with warning shots and progressed to equipment targeting while avoiding casualties that might provoke massive retaliation against civilian populations and bridge infrastructure. Duc's rules established that American forces could cross the bridge only during specific hours and under tactical conditions that he determined, while his control created schedule restrictions that affected military planning and operational timing. His engagement procedures included systematic targeting of communication equipment and vehicle components, while precision shooting created operational disruption without causing casualties that might justify major American operations against bridge defenses. The crossing rules achieved tactical effectiveness that influenced American transportation planning, while Duc's bridge control forced military logistics to develop alternate routes that were less efficient and more resource-intensive than direct bridge access. Chapter 4. The Supply Interdiction. Duc's tactical control of the bridge crossing enabled systematic interdiction of American supply operations, while his precision shooting created logistical challenges that affected military effectiveness throughout the Mekong Delta region. His supply interdiction included targeting of fuel trucks and ammunition convoys, while systematic engagement of military logistics created shortages that affected American operational capability and tactical readiness at multiple installations. Duc's precision shooting included systematic targeting of vehicle components that would disable transportation without causing casualties, while his tactical approach created equipment losses that exceeded what American logistics could efficiently replace. His interdiction techniques included targeting of specialized equipment and communication systems, while precision shooting eliminated critical military assets that were difficult to replace and essential for American operational effectiveness and tactical capability. Duc's supply control included systematic engagement of helicopter supply operations, while his precision shooting created aerial transportation challenges that forced American forces to develop alternate resupply methods that were less efficient and more vulnerable. His tactical impact included creation of logistical bottlenecks that affected American operations throughout the region, while bridge control forced military planners to allocate additional resources for transportation security and alternate route development. The supply interdiction achieved strategic significance as American forces experienced equipment shortages and logistical delays, while Duc's tactical control of bridge access created operational challenges that affected multiple military units and activities. Chapter 5. The Psychological War. Duc's consistent presence at the bridge crossing created psychological warfare effects among American forces who developed respect and caution for an invisible marksman whose capabilities were proven but whose tactical limitations remained unknown and unpredictable. His psychological impact included creation of operational uncertainty, as American commanders couldn't predict when bridge crossing would be contested, while Duc's tactical presence created planning challenges that affected mission timing and logistical coordination. Duc's psychological warfare included systematic demonstration of precision capabilities, while his shooting accuracy proved lethal potential without exercising maximum force, creating fear and tactical caution that exceeded what aggressive engagement could accomplish. His reputation among American forces included acknowledgement of exceptional marksmanship combined with tactical restraint, while Duc's operational pattern created grudging respect for an enemy who demonstrated professional capability and strategic thinking. Duc's psychological control included predictable engagement patterns that created tactical expectations, while American forces learned that bridge crossing would be contested according to rules that they couldn't understand or predict through conventional analysis. The psychological warfare achieved strategic impact as American forces allocated disproportionate resources to bridge security, while Duc's individual capability influenced operational planning and tactical decisions throughout the regional military command structure. His psychological impact extended beyond tactical operations to influence American morale, as forces recognized that one determined marksman could create strategic challenges that exceeded what unit-level operations could counter through conventional tactics. Chapter 6. The Counter Operations. American forces initiated systematic counter-sniper operations designed to locate and eliminate Duc, while his defensive capabilities were tested against increasingly sophisticated attempts to neutralize his tactical control over bridge crossing access. The counter-operations included deployment of specialized sniper teams and reconnaissance units, while American forces attempted to identify Duc's position through intensive observation and tactical analysis of his engagement patterns and shooting positions. Duc's counter-tactics included frequent position changes and deception techniques, while his tactical adaptation enabled continued bridge control despite American efforts to locate and eliminate his defensive capability through conventional counter-sniper procedures. American counter-operations included use of counter-battery radar and acoustic detection equipment, while technological approaches attempted to locate Duc's firing positions through electronic surveillance that exceeded what conventional reconnaissance could accomplish. Duc's adaptation to technological countermeasures included timing modifications and shooting technique changes, while his tactical innovation enabled continued effectiveness despite American deployment of advanced detection systems and surveillance equipment. The counter-operations included aerial reconnaissance and artillery bombardment of suspected positions, while American forces attempted to eliminate Duc's tactical capability through overwhelming firepower directed at potential shooting positions and defensive installations. Duc's survival of counter-operations demonstrated exceptional tactical skill and adaptation capability, while his continued bridge control proved that individual excellence could overcome technological and numerical advantages through superior positioning and tactical innovation. Chapter 7. The Strategic Impact. Duc's 18-month campaign of bridge control achieved strategic impact that influenced American operations throughout the Mekong Delta, while his tactical dominance forced military planners to develop alternate transportation routes and logistical procedures. His strategic influence included disruption of major supply operations, while bridge control created logistical challenges that affected American military effectiveness and operational readiness at installations throughout the regional area of operations. Duc's tactical control forced American development of alternate river crossings, while bridge dominance created engineering challenges and resource allocation that exceeded what normal transportation planning required through conventional logistical procedures. His strategic impact included influence on American operational timing, while bridge control created scheduling constraints that affected military planning and tactical coordination between units operating throughout the Delta region. Duc's bridge dominance affected American helicopter operations, while tactical control of crossing access forced aerial transportation modifications that were less efficient and more resource-intensive than ground transportation alternatives. The strategic significance included American allocation of disproportionate security resources, while Duc's individual capability influenced regional military planning and operational procedures that exceeded what single marksman threats should require through conventional analysis. His strategic achievement proved that individual tactical excellence could influence major military operations, while bridge control demonstrated that strategic infrastructure could be dominated through superior marksmanship and tactical positioning. Chapter 8. The Adaptation Mastery. Duke's continued effectiveness required constant adaptation to American countermeasures, while his tactical innovation enabled sustained bridge control despite increasingly sophisticated attempts to neutralize his defensive capability and strategic impact. His adaptation techniques included modification of engagement procedures and position selection, while tactical flexibility enabled continued effectiveness despite American development of countermeasures specifically designed to eliminate his bridge control capability. Duke's mastery included development of new camouflage and concealment techniques, while his tactical innovation exceeded American ability to predict and counter his defensive procedures through conventional counter-sniper operations and technological surveillance. His adaptation to changing tactical conditions included modification of ammunition types and shooting techniques, while technical innovation enabled continued precision effectiveness despite American deployment of protective equipment and tactical countermeasures. Duke's tactical mastery included weather adaptation and environmental modification, while his capability enabled continued operations during seasonal conditions that would challenge conventional marksman effectiveness and defensive positioning. The adaptation mastery demonstrated exceptional tactical learning capability, while Duke's continued effectiveness proved that individual innovation could overcome technological countermeasures through superior skill development and tactical creativity. His mastery achievement included influence on American tactical doctrine, while Duke's adaptation capability forced modification of counter-sniper procedures and defensive planning that acknowledged individual marksman potential that exceeded conventional threat assessment. Chapter 9. The Tactical Legacy. Duke's bridge control techniques influenced tactical doctrine and defensive planning, while his methods were studied and adapted by other marksmen who attempted to achieve similar strategic control over critical infrastructure and transportation links. His tactical innovations included position selection and engagement procedures, while systematic approaches to infrastructure defense were documented and distributed among resistance forces who could apply similar techniques to other strategic locations. Duke's methods influenced training programs and tactical instruction, while his bridge control techniques were incorporated into defensive doctrine that recognized individual marksman capability for strategic infrastructure protection and tactical control. His legacy included development of infrastructure defense concepts, while Duke's tactical success demonstrated that critical transportation links could be controlled through individual excellence rather than unit-level operations and conventional defensive procedures. Duc's techniques influenced American tactical planning, while his methods forced modification of transportation security and logistical planning that acknowledged individual marksman threats to strategic infrastructure and operational capability. The tactical legacy included recognition that single marksmen could achieve strategic impact, while Duc's bridge control demonstrated tactical potential that exceeded what conventional military analysis attributed to individual operator capability and effectiveness. His influence on tactical doctrine proved that exceptional individual capability could affect major military operations, while strategic infrastructure remained vulnerable to determined marksmen with superior positioning and tactical expertise. Chapter 10. The Final Stand. Duc's ultimate challenge occurred when American forces deployed overwhelming resources to eliminate his bridge control capability, while massive operations attempted to neutralize his tactical dominance through superior firepower and technological capability. His final stand included tactical adaptation to overwhelming enemy forces, while Duc's defensive capability was tested against American operations that exceeded all previous counter-sniper attempts through scale and technological sophistication. Duc's final tactical success included continued bridge control despite massive American operations, while his individual capability proved resilient against overwhelming resources and technological advantages that should have guaranteed tactical defeat. The final operations demonstrated Duc's exceptional tactical mastery, while his continued effectiveness against overwhelming odds proved that individual excellence could overcome numerical and technological disadvantages through superior skill and tactical innovation. Duc's ultimate achievement included maintaining bridge control throughout American escalation, while his tactical dominance proved that strategic infrastructure could be protected by individual capability that exceeded what conventional military analysis predicted. His final stand established Duc as one of Vietnam's most effective strategic marksmen, while bridge control achievement demonstrated that individual tactical excellence could influence major military operations and strategic outcomes. The final tactical success proved that exceptional marksmanship combined with strategic positioning could achieve results that exceeded what unit-level operations could accomplish through conventional procedures and resource allocation. Epilogue. The Bridge Master, Nguyen Van Duc, completed 18 months of tactical bridge control while establishing individual marksman capability as a strategic force that could influence major military operations and transportation infrastructure throughout the Vietnam conflict. His tactical achievement proved that strategic infrastructure could be controlled through individual excellence, while bridge dominance demonstrated that exceptional marksmanship could affect logistical operations and military effectiveness beyond individual tactical success. Duc's techniques influenced tactical doctrine and defensive planning, while his methods established precedents for infrastructure protection that recognized individual capability for strategic control over critical transportation links and military objectives. His bridge control achievement influenced American operational planning, while tactical recognition acknowledged that individual marksmen could create strategic challenges that exceeded what conventional threat assessment predicted through normal analysis. Modern tactical training includes analysis of Duc's bridge control techniques, while infrastructure defense continues incorporating principles that recognize individual capability for strategic impact and tactical dominance over critical facilities. Duc's legacy includes both tactical innovation and strategic achievement, while his bridge control demonstrated that exceptional individual capability could influence major military operations and transportation planning throughout extended campaigns. Today, bridge defense doctrine includes concepts that trace their origins to Duc's tactical innovations, while infrastructure protection continues building upon techniques that recognize individual marksman potential for strategic control and tactical dominance. His story demonstrates that strategic impact often emerges from individual excellence, while proving that exceptional capability can influence major military operations through tactics that exceed conventional understanding of marksman potential. The Bridge Guardian achieved strategic control through individual tactical excellence while proving that determined marksmen could dominate critical infrastructure and influence military operations through superior positioning and exceptional marksmanship capability.